You are listening to Kopi and Kappa podcast, Sembang Down Under.
Seluar sama tidak mengapa. Welcome back to Kopi and Kappa. Yeah. Alright.
Okay, welcome back, guys. This episode is brought to you by Aura Academy, offering quality outside school hour care and vacation care programs for families. If you're looking for reliable OSH or fun vacation care programs, do check them out.
Aura Academy.
Oh, well, all right. Okay. So, we continue from our previous episode about DMs. A lot of DMs. That time, we have covered about visa, documentation, housing, job. Uh, this time around, another big question that we get a lot is about schooling in Perth.
Yes, free.
Schooling. So, like, ramai yang nak tahu how is it SG versus Western Australia? How what's the difference? And
Expectations,
in terms of fees ke apa ke kan? And then
curriculum.
curriculum, and then how and what about those with special needs?
Sidetrack a bit in so there's they call private school and government school. So yeah, that's you need to know.
Hmm. Yep.
Alright, so this episode is for all the parents out there yang want to know more about schooling. Okay, so first question: how different is it from Singapore versus Perth? The schooling. How do you find it? You all as a teacher.
Having taught in Singapore and Australia already. So I teach high school, secondary school. So with that experience, inshallah, I will be able to give a bit of insight lah about the differences and similarities between it and so on. The trade-offs, your concerns, and reservations lah. So over here in high school, I teach in a private school. Most private schools, I can safely say, are religious affiliated. So Catholic, Islamic schools, and so on lah. But they still have to follow the curriculum, the WA curriculum. Okay, so for English, which I teach in in WA, the English that we teach is not as dry. That's the first thing. Okay, it's fun to teach English here to me lah. Okay, my wife my back to differ because she has the English degree background, the specific grammar lah, the structure, I don't feel. So in terms of English, we mix in what we call in Singapore literature. Jadi ada analysis, ada film, ada poetry, which we didn't teach back in secondary school in Singapore. So that all was lumped together in English. The first day I came in when I was teaching English, terkejut bro. Yeah. But it's fun sebab the content is interesting. Obviously, there's Australian context into it. Ada indigenous Australian syllabus that we have to put in as well. I teach from year 7, which is Set 1, all the way to year 12, which is JC2 punya level. Okay, so the essays part of it. There's also teal structure, ada paragraphs, ada research. There's a lot of projects. There's a lot of presentations. Over here, we are very big on presentations because it allows for more students to excel in different ways. Not just essay, not just exams and so on lah. So that's a good thing. Jadi if you excel in speaking up, then there's always a pathway for you. If you excel in your writing, your essays, there's always a pathway for you. The pinnacle, okay, obviously Singaporean kan. How does my kid reach the highest skill? That will be ATA. Nak cakap A level, okay lah, maybe A level gitu. That's the straightest pathway towards university. Tapi in Australia here, there's a lot of pathways to enter university. To the extent where the universities are dying to get students to come in because there are so many pathways to make it in Australia. University is not success according to their standards. Success is making the money. and the money is not in universities specifically. You want to become a surgeon, you want to be doctor, you want to be lawyer, university, yes. Tapi the money, the actual labor itself, the skills are in plumbing, in electrician, in mining, construction, and so on. Where it is regional, where you fly out for your job, in mining lah, mining sectors and so on. And incidentally, Western Australia has the biggest mining punya industry in the whole of Australia. Yeah, jadi my students belajar up till year 10, then some of them decide to go to TAFE. TAFE is like ITE, like poly, where you learn hard skills. You belajar actually, and then you get placement, and then you go to work, and then you start your gaji, your pay and whatnot. So that's where the priorities are different in terms of Singapore and Australia. Yeah. One thing that why I'm happy for our children to be here is because kalau you decide to go the university pathway, it is universally recognized, accredited. Jadi kalau you decide to go, papa, mama, we decide to go back to Singapore, you still, if we value that, we still have a future, even if you want to go back to Singapore. Yeah, that's it for me for high school.
Uni kat sini recognized.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
So easy to say macam you touch on high school. So macam in general macam SG kat Singapore tu is more structured and more academic, fast paced. So firstly nak dikatakan education orang a bit
more holistic actually. Just support the child as a whole, not just on the academic, but they see the potential of each child. And they literally do it. Kalau kat Singapore, we say yes, we try to have a holistic education, kan? But here you actually see it being done, being carried out. So for example, because our children used to be in private school, but we put them out. Now they're in government school. So government school is where the funding is. So let's say your child does well in music. Then suddenly cakap, we are offered this program from the government. It's like a music scholarship program where the government will support your child's interest in music from primary school all the way to high school, paid for. So ni semua, then there will be instructors coming in untuk ajar. So that is music. And then suddenly if your child balik, there's this testing in school, then suddenly I'm offered this other program. So there's this program called PIET. So PIET is from year 5 and year 6, and then where the child will be offered different modules. So the child will go to different schools that has PIET center, and then let's say he wants to do robotics, he wants to do chemistry. All these things is supported by the government, and it's all paid for the child. So
like a stretch program lah.
there is a lot of pathway, and the funding is there. And also sebab we in Singapore, because my background is primary school teaching. So here pun I pernah ajar primary school level. I taught year 6 kat sini, which is equivalent to primary 6. Very structured. There's English, Maths. Okay, kat Singapore, English, Maths, Science, Mother Tongue, Social Studies, Health Education and all that. So sini tak ada Mother Tongue. So what are they going to be covering instead? So they used to have Indonesian in public school. So everyone, the Australians, all semua belajar Indonesian. But now they have replaced Indonesian with Auslan, Australian Sign Language. So the kids are actually learning Auslan as a part of the curriculum, as a subject. So it's really holistic in that sense. Your kids are developed beyond just the academic subjects.
Yeah, in public school yang language other than
Yes,
English
correct.
depends on the school.
Yes.
There's Indonesian, there's Japanese, there's other language as well yang diorang belajar. So yeah, safe to say macam budak-budak kat sini they are less pressured. Less pressure, more independence, and they learn in many ways lah. Exploration, bukan macam kat Singapore macam very
Pen, paper, and then very testing heavy kan, test heavy, exam saver, and just like easy stream sana sini.
Tak ada homework
Ada.
Ah,
Homework is unheard of lah.
To the extent macam tu macam spell pun orang buat tu.
Tapi we are talking about public school.
Public school.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in a way, primary school, early childhood, is it easy to say the kids have time to grow up?
Yes.
Yes. So macam yeah, they macam kita tak pressure orang macam as for me I ajar early childhood, so the younger one, so macam kira kat Singapore they are like K1 sini dah kindy kan, kita start kat primary school dari K1. So I at that level I can ajar until up to year 2. So my kids semua kita let them it's more on play base. So we make learning fun. Macam dulu I remember our child kat Singapore macam at a very young age dah boleh spell. Macam kat sini spelling tu comes later. It come later macam what they want you to explore. Macam salah spelling pun tak apalah. Kita tak as long as the sound is there apa macam kat Singapore macam you have to memorize. Macam every week you have new words coming.
Spelling.
Yeah.
My student paling 15 tahun pun tak tahu spell. Tu masih play base ke? Saya too much play.
Yeah, so kat sini macam more on exploration rather than really
Which we appreciate lah.
Yeah.
experiences, right? And they actually learn when they reach that stage yang they can accept the learning tu and then from there they will change. So we believe macam all the children dorang grow at different time.
That's true. That's true.
Yes, that's right.
The Australian punya curriculum allows for the time
Yes.
to grow.
Yes.
Allows for that to kita tak macam pressure them so yeah. But yeah, still macam
So next yang ada DM juga tu tanya about how does it okay, so next question kita nak touch on tu macam how does Australia support special kids? Coming from your experience, Mai Hanan.
Okay. So for us, in the episode kita pernah cakap that we have a son yang on the spectrum. So he is diagnosed with ASD or autism spectrum disorder. So dia memang dah diagnosed in Singapore and he is also diagnosed in Australia. Now this is very important. You need to have the formal diagnosis in order for you to get the funding and the support from the Australian government. Without that, you tak dapat pergi special school, you tak dapat all the therapies, everything that you need lah. So kalau you have a child with ASD and if you are a PR or you're going for a PR, then make sure that your child is diagnosed. It's easier if the child has a diagnosis in your native country or original country and then you have another diagnosis here from the Australian OTs. So for us, it is Alhamdulillah truly supported. Truly supported in the sense that kita tak keluarkan sesen pun duit for him. And he is currently going for speech therapy weekly. He has a senior clinician for occupational therapy weekly also. On top of that, he is in an ESC, which is an educational support center. That is a special school for special needs children. So all these things truly funded by the government, and he has a sum of amount that is given to him that we had. So for him this year, he has like 24,000 given by the government for us to spend whatever that we see is needed. So we have a plan manager who manages our plan for us. So kita setakat get all the services, the plan manager will be the one updating us, dispersing us semua. So every government yang support, government yang cover. So the most important thing is to get your child diagnosed, and that's where you can get your funding and your help started. So from there you can start looking at NDIS, So that's where the money is lah from.
The thing, yeah.
This semua like in that government school itself like macam
It's within.
within that school itself macam tak ada separate school, macam you don't have to attend macam macam kat Singapore kan kita ada
macam mines.
macam
Yes, correct. So the thing about Australia punya education is very inclusive.
yeah.
Society is inclusive.
It starts from young, from the school itself. So they start this whole inclusivity from very young children. So I mentioned that Hanif is in an ESC. So the ESC is actually in a mainstream school. So the mainstream school ada two branches. So one is mainstream, one is ESC. But everyone is in the same compound. So every kan nanti budak-budak change classroom semua kan. So ESC and mainstream interchange the classrooms. And everyone wear the same uniform. There is no distinction. Oh, his is lighter green, his is darker green because he's ESC, he's mainstream. Then bila I was talking to the principal, she explained it's because they don't want to have any distinction. And everyone is the same. So everyone is in one school. So that's how it is. So it's very nice. So Halim is our son. He's in the same school as his two other siblings in the mainstream part of that school. So
They have to
assembly,
talk for each other.
everything, assembly, excursion, semua, they do it together.
So
Macam, yeah, because Aisyah brought up about Singapore kan. So just a shout out to Alif's earlier teachers over in EPIC, EIPIC, about what Mai was mentioning about getting diagnosis. To anyone who might be in between 50-50, ada ke my anak on the spectrum ke tak, get it checked. Because the faster you get it checked, the faster you get diagnosed, the faster you can help. Because the earlier you read a lot of things online, it does really help. Kalau the earlier you can get the therapy coming in, you can help your child. It is not a problem. The autism is not a problem. Tapi you want to help your child as much as you can. Every parent does. Okay. Tapi it's not about denial. Tapi it's about getting help because help is out there. And then the thing is about integrated society where from young, as we mentioned, they learn Auslan. That in itself is already telling the kids in primary school, there are people that cannot hear, there are people who cannot speak, and this is our way to communicate with them. Bila kita boleh communicate, kita integrate together. So that's where the community is different here, and we really appreciate it. Yeah. So yeah, even the logo for our kids is primary school and educational support center. So everyone knows you are part of the community. No one is excluded, despite whether you can do something or not. Over here, autism is considered a disability. We don't mind that because through that disability label, we get more help. So yeah,
Be scared to have that label on your child because, like in a society like Australia, we've lived in both countries. We feel that Australia is a kinder society. Bukan nak put down our own country, Singapore. It's just that bila we are in an environment with your special needs child, we live through it every day with people's reaction, with the society. Australia is kinder, more accepting. They are so accepting, so much so that our son's teacher, she herself is autistic. And she also has ADHD. She's diagnosed. But she's the main teacher and she has assistant teachers assisting her. So it's possible to live your life with a disability here just like anyone else in the society.
yeah.
Gitu.
Itu habis. So yeah, if you are still thinking nak dalam perf ke tak nak. Yeah.
So next question, how did our kids adjust? Kita semua have our own macam story lah kan. Our child go through different kind, macam different stages diorang masuk. Macam for us, our first one, dia did schooling primary school in Singapore, and then dia masuk high school. Yes.
Finish,
PSLE.
yeah. So
PSLE, and then kita and then he came with you.
yeah.
From there dia masuk
Start
year 7 kat sini. Year 7 is equivalent to set 1. So nak masukkan dia, how kita apply the public school.
Okay.
Sebab nak to be more chill lah, relax kan, sebab dia dah 6 years kat Singapore.
Enough lah. Enough.
Kan. Nak masuk sini sebab Singapore quite dia punya education quite recognised. So easy to get in lah sebab with his results and
Yeah, I
everything.
think you said we used his mid-year result in Singapore, and then
Apply for that school sebab that school is not
within the
Catchment.
Sebab that school sebab our catchment macam tak berapa best lah.
Okay.
High school dia tak berapa best, jadi nak catchment sebelah.
So bukan not every school is a good school lah.
Negeri lain tak lah.
Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Not AU Okay.
Macam ke-Asianan kita tu masih ada. So kita nak check background sekolah kat lain-lain. Mungkin yang tinggal mama dekat sekolah masa jauh juga.
kita tak celebrate sangat. Tapi
nak yang terbaik lah.
Betul.
So kita tengok. So yang the area sebelah tu lah, high school area sebelah, not within our radius at that point of time. So kita apply, then dia tengok result PSLE, okay, dapat masuk lah.
yeah. So yeah.
So macam mana dia adjust tu, dia kata, oh mami first year, wush,
Dia
dengan bangganya dia pasal year 7 terus ada NAPLAN kan kat sini.
Oh yes.
NAPLAN
Kenapa NAPLAN tu? What is NAPLAN?
National Australia
Assessment lah. It's a
Assessment,
national.
national assessment.
Okay.
Apa-apa
So
lah
year
program.
3, year 3, 5, 7 and 9.
So the odd numbers 3, 5, 7, 9. So itu yang national punya exam that they have to take. So
literacy and numeracy.
these two je. So
So how did your child adapt to that NAPLAN? Datang tu kena ambil.
datang je terus
Fresh lah.
semua dia alhamdulillah above
National International School average.
average dia above situ. So dia macam very motivated lah sebab kat Singapore tu nak kata dia pelajar cemerlang tu
Academic lah. Attitude tu definitely top lah. Top.
academically tu dia tak berapa up there. So jadi bila dia masuk year 7 sini, dia buat NAPLAN, dia dapat above tu kan. Jadi macam motivated lah. Dia cakap, senang mami.
Yeah, but that's what people say because Singapore punya curriculum is like they are more advanced. So when they come here, it's like a bit more chill. Kalau diorang, they can even feel bored because
sebab
Too slow pace.
dah covered. So dia dah tahu. Jadi your child like kalau diorang yang masa transfer sekolah, so your child might find macam lebih boring sikit lah. Tapi okay lah kalau diorang boleh macam lagi cemerlang kan, it motivates them.
Sejuk hati mak apa. It's about motivation.
And then for our another child pula, dia memang dari baby dia dah kat sini, so dia start schooling.
Was it true? True and
True lah. Dia memang. So dia start dari
no complaints lah.
tak ada. Mungkin kalau dia balik Singapore, kena belajar kat Singapore, dia tarik drama.
Dia akan belajar di pilot, dia boleh balik sini. Yes.
Yeah. So
Tapi betul lah when you say pardon me for quipping pasal the standard of studies here. Okay, it's chill. Tapi like I teach English. My maths is not the best. That's why I teach English. Jadi I pernah disuruh buat relief untuk maths. I belajar lah maths. That's the standard lah. So to my maths teacher Sec 3 tu yang cakap I tak bagus tu.
dia ajar
Tidak dia bagus. Itu je. Kita only our eldest did primary 1 dekat sekolah in Singapore. Itu pun dia dah boleh compare and I think dia tak nak balik Singapore. Sebab I think number one, the only reason was tak ada homework.
Oh.
Itu je. Itu dia. Yeah. Yes.
Main balik, main iPad lah.
Main kat luar, kadang bola, basketball,
Basically balik
main basikal.
like there's no school commitment.
But Alhamdulillah lah, within the school time adalah the stretch programs yang dapat. Sekarang rumah kita penuh dengan trumpet bunyi-bunyi.
Oh.
Tak paling, bukan bunyi yang paling indah lah. Tapi satu hari. Trust the process.
Boleh jadi Masdo punya
Mas Muska ke
Ya.
Masdo ke, we trust the process. Yeah. So yeah, the other two, the younger two, they only did child pre-primary,
In Singapore. So formal education starts here lah.
and they're happy. About spending, membaca and all that.
Actually pre-primary sini juga.
Yeah. Yeah, but generally they like it. That's when they were in private school, there were spelling bees, there were a lot of assessments as well, and so on. In the school that we teach, but yeah, when they go to public school, just happiness everywhere, happiness galore. When there's no homework, there's happiness. So yeah.
But if you want your kids to have like the same standard of schooling in Singapore, can go to private school. Yeah, you have to pay more, but then they got all macam Singapore lah, like all the homeworks and everything. Even holiday time got homework. Yeah.
Maybe some of the parents out there are wondering, school fees. Private school fees as a foreign student, as a PR, do we have the numbers or we can
Okay,
I think specific to the school, to the school.
state, yeah, state.
Public schools according to state kan?
Yes, correct.
We pay to TAFE, yeah, correct. So macam bila kita I kat sini, sebab my younger one ikut I belajar kat sini. So when she start schooling kindy here, which is equivalent to K1, kindy dia belum compulsory lagi. But sebab I nak pergi sekolah, so I have to send her also. Bayaran dia as international student in a government school tu.
It's like what? I think it's around 8,000 per year.
Per year, yeah. Annually about 9 lah. 8 plus, close to 9. So annually untuk kindy. Then bila dia pre-primary, I still belum dapat PR lagi. So
Okay, like
12 kan?
yeah, 12.
12.
Wow.
In a government school.
Wow.
And then bila dia year 1, kau kena bayar tak?
No. Year one dah graduate visa.
Year 1 ada tukar visa. So jadi that visa
It's like equivalent to a PR. So
dia macam belum PR tapi dia dah equivalent. So
A lot more concessions.
yes.
Yeah.
Graduate visa.
Yes, graduate visa. So tu bila I dah ke uni, I graduate visa. That's when macam diorang ada
Lebaran sikit lah.
longgaran for the
school fees free.
for the kids.
I say
Dependent.
free lah.
Free. We still have voluntary
Fees.
fees.
Which is for primary school is like maybe few hundreds, 100 plus 200 like that. Yeah.
Tapi voluntary.
Voluntary.
Kalau orang-orang Wazi sini dia takkan bayar. Because they believe education should be free.
Betul? It's a right. It's a right kan?
It's a right.
It is a right.
It's a compulsory education, yeah.
Betul.
So every child needs
Up
to
to
be
year 10.
accounted for. Macam Singapore lah juga.
Tapi Singapore pun I think when I paid for my first son, I think per month after subsidy is like $7.
I nak cakap $2. Bukan $2.
Oh, kita Melayu.
Oh.
Okay.
Betul. Kena bayar.
So sebab kita pergi insurance.
Yeah.
Jelas kat sana. Yeah, so
Yep.
kalau international fee tu mahal sikit lah. Kalau you all the PR then
Yeah. For those parents yang nak beria-ia nak macam datang as a student, you have to see the price for your child also.
Okay.
Because they want or they expect if you study here with a kid, the kids have to go for education too. Yeah, you can't leave them alone.
Good. Yep, yep. So that's school fees, that's expectations, that's the experience of schooling here in Australia, and also the differences between Singapore and Australian punya education system. Yeah.
Kita the visa punya segment kita didn't touch on savings. So something about savings is that they need to show evidence that you have that amount to sustain you for a period of time. So
6 months.
in this case, kalau you ada anak you boleh pergi sekolah. Kalau you nak kena pergi sekolah, you boleh bayar your fees, you boleh bayar your rental juga. So you need to prepare a certain amount of money for your PR lah, for your visa here also.
Kalau student visa, kalau you datang with dependent, tu lagi you nak kena show that you can support your own education dengan your child punya education. Kalau you come with dependent, yang
Which is logical lah. But
Yeah.
we need to see it.
sebab you tak boleh lah datang kosong-kosong kan. And then how you wanna sustain and all that, and then jeopardize your studies ke apa ke. So, yeah. So what next question kita nak touch on is what should parents prepare for?
Like in the first year of the child's schooling here. Kalau you tak ada visa tu, PR means money lah. You need to have money.
Kalau expectation on the education wise, macam expect kalau you masuk public tu expect slower pace lah. Macam you don't pester the teachers lah. Kalau public tu memang tak lah, dan expect less homework. And sini one thing, teachers diorang suka communicate.
Yes.
They like to communicate. Macam kat Singapore jarang kot teacher, unless you ada big problem baru teacher call you kan.
Yeah.
Yeah, correct. Macam kat sini macam you pick up, you drop off, cikgu suka berbual dengan you just to connect lah with you and get to know your kids more. You know,
Banyak emails.
emails. Yes. Kita ada macam app where we connect teachers and parents.
Ada
But
Singapore teacher tak suka berbual lah dengan parent.
I think they are stressed. They are bogged down with a lot of things. Banyak sangat. So
Correct.
bila dapat email, they assume ni mesti buat benda yang
It's precious.
exactly.
The last bell ring, you are running for the next meeting, you're running for your CCA, you're running for your committee. Tak ada time lah nak talk to parents. Parents pun busy kerja. Siapa nak datang sini nak ambil anak. Tapi actually the culture is somehow, I realise, because for now I'm not working, so I get to pick my kids up, and I am very surprised that when it's pick up time at 2:50, parents can come and pick up the children. Sometimes I see constantly certain families have both mom and dad picking up the children. And I think, wow, the society allows for such a flexible arrangement yang that the parents are so involved. Macam it's really something that we don't really see in Singapore. Kita tengok banyak helpers yang ambil sebab of the situation lah. Bukannya kita tak nak ambil anak sendiri, that kind of thing kan, you all know. Because of the lifestyle here.
The
Parents get
expectations.
more involved in their children's schooling life.
And kat Singapore, sekolah dia is not macam tak open. Macam parents, I remember kita hantar sampai kat gate je.
Yeah.
And then you have to say bye.
Yes, correct.
See up to the classroom.
Yes. Kalau nak masuk classroom tu pun boleh. Nak duduk study pun mungkin cikgu akan datang kot.
Sekejap je lah.
Tak lama lah. But it really depends. Kalau public school, they welcome you. Yes. Yeah. You can sit in, macam if you request you nak tengok apa cikgu dia macam
Like we are, I don't know about you, but we are on first name basis with the teachers. Like they insist you call them by the name. So macam it's more comfortable to interact with the cikgu.
For us dekat Islamic college kan, so just call us brother and sister lah. And generally the correspondents are very friendly, very respectful. So alhamdulillah, yeah, it's been alright.
Tapi in my working place, orang tu pun I call him by their names.
First name.
Yeah. I don't call him sir or Mr. what. It's all by the names. Yeah. We don't call him uncle, auntie. We call him by the names.
Betul.
Yeah.
It's the respect lah in the
Yeah.
society. Yeah.
So as a teacher, macam you ajar kat sana, ajar kat sini, apa yang kat sana, why you ajar primary school?
I ajar primary school. I've taught from primary 1 to primary 6 lah.
Tapi you ajar kira macam kat sana, I dengar, I tak ajar kat Singapore. So kat sana cikgu macam, I remember when we were younger, kita sekolah, macam cikgu tukar-tukar per subject. Betul tak?
For the lower primary tak, because they need that constant pace, they need that familiarity.
Yeah.
Yeah, for like primary 1, primary 2, the primary 1 and primary teachers will be taking almost every subject except for like specialist subject yang macam mother tongue, that kind of thing. But then like when I was teaching in primary 5, then we have this specialization already. So you will be having your English teachers, and then after that you swap to maths, you'll be a maths teacher, and then will be a science teacher. So best jugalah untuk cikgu sebab for us we get to change classes, tak payah tengok the same students every time, then new fresh perspective.
Kat sini?
Kat sini, because my only experience is teaching in a private school, and that private school it's the same teacher doing all the subjects. And I was teaching in year 6, so that is equivalent to primary 6. So basically almost the whole day I'm with that class. So a bit tiring lah.
So kira bakaliau lah. Kata semua dia angkat lah.
I think as a student, you will also get bored.
Betul,
The
exactly.
same teacher, yeah.
It's the same boys.
Yeah.
So when her students graduated and come to year 7,
Mhm.
they come and see us lah, and they are really happy lah that they get to see different teachers for different subjects.
So
So
every
dorang
year
pun-
different.
Diorang pun frust menungging tu. Every lesson sama. Not saying that you're not. But human nature.
Yeah.
Sama orang.
So like that, Singapore is better lah. Say,
Oh, sama lah. Yeah. 5 or 6 years.
Subject specialist. I mean, I cannot be denied lah. Singapore level of academics is up there lah. So kalau your child come here, your child won't struggle in terms of academics lah.
Mungkin boring, tapi you can threaten them to send them back to Singapore. Then terus tak boring. Terus tak boring. But okay, maybe the school timing, what time they finish and all that, and so on. So that's the different. Also another difference in Singapore and we start at 8:30. Public school is 8:50. 9.
9 kita bell ring untuk to be in class lah.
Yeah. And then there's recess, there's lunchtime as well. And then we end off at for the Islamic college because we have solat in the middle. So we end at 3:30 for the kids. And then for public school they end at 3 o'clock. Yeah.
Which is nice. Sebab tak payah rush. Lepas tu boleh sit down. Dan sempat berani lah.
Unheard of kat Singapore, kita keluar rumah when the sun is up.
yes.
Dah terang dah. And then we go out. Dekat Singapore, just after subuh dah drop off dekat childcare. If both parents are working. Yeah, so we appreciate it. And to those parents in Singapore who are still doing it, you guys are doing amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, and then after the kids finish school, they go home. Inshallah, they live nearby, and then they do their extracurricular. I think your eldest child, does he takes part in sport?
Yeah, dia ada sport.
Sports, yeah.
So,
Kalau macam Singapore, CCA lah dia call it kan.
Still in school, tapi we can have external sports clubs and so on. But also the schools might also have their external sports thing. Like for our kids, I think in term 2 there's going to be like soccer after every Thursday. So the teachers would commit to maybe 1 hour of soccer training, and subsequently term 3 might be athletics and so on. Yeah.
I don't know what child is, but our child in government school there's no CCA.
no,
Right? Tak ada CCA.
tak ada lah. Tak ada. Sebab for primary school memang tak ada. For secondary pun
High school.
high school for high school tak ada juga. No, ada. It really depends on the school. Apa yang dorang major in.
And the manpower juga lah. Because depends on which teacher has the expertise to do what.
Selalunya dorang outsource macam
Yeah.
macam the school attached to a club.
I see. Yes.
sports lah.
Hmm.
Will attach to a club and then budak-budak ni join that club
For that suburb kan? For that
for that
suburb.
suburb. So
Yes.
macam training dorang is in the school ground lah. But it be a coach from that club.
I see.
Uh,
If not, you outsource to an external sports club, and then your kid will join the after school kind of thing.
After school, right?
Volleyball, cricket, basketball, soccer, Australian footy, and so on.
I think banyak encourage for sports.
Sports,
Yes.
actually, I realize the course here untuk like anything that's outside of school, macam you nak buat ballet ke, nak buat taekwondo ke, nak buat sports ke, it's affordable compared to Singapore. Swimming ke, I feel that it's affordable. Dulu macam kita nak hantar anak kita buat all these external activities, mahal lah. So, kita tiga anak. And then bila datang sini, we are surprised at the price that we see.
Because Singapore, kita tak ada, kalau tak hantar tuition.
Tuition.
Academic.
Dulu dari kecil kan, dari
Lepas sekolah pergi sekolah.
Tu yang budak-budak stress tu kan.
Let them grow up and be children.
enjoy their childhood.
Kalau tak bila lagi kan? Takkan bila tua? Itu nyanyi namanya. Sorry. So that's another difference between Singapore and Perth punya education climate system. Yeah.
So kalau itu dia buat research, kalau betul-betul macam if you are coming with your kids buat research lah. And
But your kids will enjoy studying here lah. Learning, making friends and so on. Yeah.
The life here lah, basically.
Yeah.
Just the space itself is a lot of difference. There's a lot of ovals, a lot of fields here, playground, lambak everywhere, and they are well maintained.
and I realize the school here tak setinggi sekolah kat Singapore.
Yes, correct.
High rise.
Yes.
And lama.
Lama, yes.
Dia lama tapi dia sekolah dia rendah je. Most of the school single macam ground level. Yeah, so and space dia besar. Macam you tak payah
Banyak playground. Like in
Yes.
there are like 4-5 playgrounds, and each playground dia ada macam specific play area.
Yes.
Ada bike track lah, ada adventure playground lah. So it's really integrating play into the education.
Well, one more thing yang difference, because as a teacher kan, you see in the classroom, not sure about primary school or what. In Singapore, in Southeast Asian context, you ask a question, semua budak-budak will look down. Janganlah panggil aku. Over here, you ask a question, half the class will raise your hands. But not because they know, because they are confident enough. You create a safe space, and then they will just want to answer. They are outspoken, and your kids, when you come here, inshallah, they will also be driven towards being outspoken, confident individuals. Whether they know it or not, hopefully they will know it. Tapi that's what I appreciate about the environment here lah. You're not shut off even if you get the wrong answer. Yeah. So yeah. So yeah.
Pretty much dah cover all your DMs and whatever yang kita nak cover pasal schooling. So in case we miss anything or you have anything that you want to ask us, just drop us a DM. Then we will cover it in next podcast. So kalau apa-apa topic that you want us to explore next, also drop us in our DM. So inshallah we'll do that too.
Because you cover quite a bit. Housing dah cover. Immigration, migration, visa, schooling now, we got jobs and so on, expectations. So yeah, our next topics might be dependent on your DMs. So whatever is relevant to you, inshallah we'll bring it up in the next chapter.
Send us stories macam kita pun nak dengar
Yeah.
story apa-apa kita boleh share ke.
Yeah. So
So kita boleh sampai di sini saja. Yes, and this episode is brought to you by Ara Academy, offering quality outside school hour care and vacation care programs for families. So if you are looking for reliable OSH or fun vacation program, just check out their website.
Aura Academy.
Sampai di sini saja. Alright, till the next episode. Bye.